Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. Welcome to Real News Live. It is a Monday morning news, Baratel, and Jentel show. I'm your host, Mike Barrett in Las Vegas, Nevada, joined as I always am by the lovely lady with the lustrous hair, my co-host from Hayden, Idaho, Jennifer Falador. And Jen, how are you doing on this marvelous Monday?
Fabulous.
So it's great to have you back, and there's not much to talk about, really.
There's anything going on?
There's not much going on to talk about. All right, let's give you a news update and remind everybody of some stuff that's happened in the past. Now, where I want to start with that is I want to start with Jen from a couple of months ago, and where is it, Mike? Why is it not there? Where is it? There we go. Let's go back. God, I hate it when this happens. Okay. Jen told you on a couple weeks ago, Jen told you that one of the things, or the sequence that was going to, oh great, I've got the wrong one up there. The sequence that was going to happen was that, let's go over there. Was that this was 7:15, so 2 weeks ago. Jen asked in meditation, when can we make our calls for appointments? And Gabriel nodded and said, stocks are going to crash and the transition is underway. And he said the markets would fall. That was supposed to be news this week, but it's been a couple weeks. Markets didn't really fall. But then the markets have started to fall now. It's just a timing thing. Then on Saturday, I got information from a contact. He went to a Big Four bank on Saturday to buy more currency. He was told by the manager, who acknowledges the RV all along, not to bother because he would be coming back to exchange in 2 days. That would make it today. Same contact was also told that this week the market would drop, and I assume he meant the Dow, the stock market, by 2,000 points. Now, I don't think that's enough to make an impact, so I begin to speculate. I wonder if he misheard it, meaning the guy who told my contact, and he was actually told the market would drop to 2,000 points from 40,000 points. Or it could have been the NASDAQ, which is at 5,000 points, and it could drop to 2,000 points. Either way, that's a pretty big drop. And don't forget, Andy Sheckman predicted almost 2 weeks ago that the U.S. markets could drop to the value of gold, which is around $2,454 an ounce right now. There was also speculation that the CrowdStrike hack from 10 days ago had actually disabled their built-in safety valves to stop trading when things went bad, when things started going bad. So that came out on Saturday. I posted that in the Telegram room. I've got people on Twitter telling me, oh yeah, sure you said that, buddy. Well, here it is. So then yesterday, we began to have some indications that things were not going really well in terms of, I'm going to stop that sharing. Things were not going really well in terms of the markets worldwide, because what began to happen is we started having the crash that we've all been looking for. Remember, we've all been expecting a worldwide market crash to force us into a gold standard. So yesterday, the Nikkei index in Japan crashed. It was a bigger crash than the 1987 Black Friday. They stopped trading. And the Korean stock market crashed It was a bigger crash in the 1987 Black Friday. They stopped trading. Then the U.S. futures, Standard & Poor's, the S&P, the Dow, all started crashing the overnight futures. And today when we opened, they crashed. Cryptocurrencies dropped dramatically. In fact, Bitcoin has lost, about 18.9%, almost 20% of its value in the last 24 hours. $1.23 billion in cryptocurrency value has been erased in the last 24 hours. Now, the only thing I will say about the U.S. markets is that they have not crashed that dramatically. When you have a market that's at about 40,000 and it crashes by, what's it down now, 1,000 points, that's a big hit. That's 2.31%, and it wipes out billions, if not trillions of dollars in value. And the same thing applies to the S&P. It's down 141. But 1,000 points isn't that much in a market that is valued at 40,000. Now, that value is complete. By the way, this is not financial advice. That value is completely inflated, overinflated, and the real value of it's all because of inflation. The real value of the U.S. stock market is probably no more than 20 to 25,000 points. That's probably what it really is valued in, let's say, 2020 dollars before the presidency was stolen from Donald Trump. So where we are at is that it looks like my source's prediction of a 2,000 point drop might be true. It might not be a drop to 2,000 points as I expected, but the day is young and the week is young. So the question we're facing is this it? Is this the crash that we're looking for, which then pushes forward the financial reset that we all want? Or is it just the first step? Is there going to be a series of teardrops? Is it going to be dropping by tier, dropping by tier, dropping by tier? And what I'm the most interested in, is it true that the safety nets, the safety valves to stop the sell-off, are those really in place, or are those hacked? Are they gonna not work? And is the whole thing gonna come crashing down? Now, personally, that's what we need. What we've got so far isn't fun, but it's not enough. So if we really want to see the major change that we're all looking for, we need a much bigger crash in the U.S. markets than this. Now, don't fool yourselves. The U.S. government is printing money like mad. They're giving it to the financial institutions who are pumping it back into the markets, buy, to try to make this situation look better than it is. But that's kind of where we stand. And as far as I know, my source has not been called in to exchange his currency with that bank manager yet. And the bondholder has not been paid, although he was optimistic that today would be the day. So that's what I got in terms of news, Jen. You got anything you want to add to any of this?
Well, Jentel's a little different today. But it is talking about all of that and how it relates to what we're looking for. So this is Jentel, Interdimensional Meditation for August 5th, 2024. It is August 5th. We are in a wait-and-see situation. Yes, a lot of things are happening to, in a nutshell, force the other countries and the BRICS nations to rise to get a goal to correct the situation. And that's where we're going to get our RV window. So, yeah, we were looking for this. We were waiting for this. I didn't understand how that would connect and still don't fully understand it, but good sign. This is a good sign. Okay. All right. First off, we're in a wait and see situation. Public outrage coming and then corrections. First off, we're going to see that. that's kind of the gist of what it'll look like this week and as we move forward. I'm not going to pin down the in the news this week anymore to the week because we're going to miss things that are listed that happened 2-3 weeks later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like here's the market crash actually happening now 2 weeks after you got it. So timing is an issue on the other side because it's not the same as it is here.
Well, and so many people and factors in play that I do think there were technical issues to deal with in the background that pushed this off, that delayed it a little bit. So maybe that was what was supposed to happen then, and it got pushed off, and it's happening now. So I asked Gabriel, what will happen with the crashing markets? Showed me standing there with Archangel Michael and Gabriel in meditation. Showed me in the air this line graph, and this line graph kind of, we're up at the 40, okay? And then, okay, so I'll do this backwards. Up at the 40, it goes way down. Wait, and then it comes up and it stables out, all right? So that's what's going to happen. Interestingly enough, all this time that we've been talking about this, everybody's been worried about losing all their money. And I said, no, it's going to go way down, but just hang in there. I can't tell you what to do with your money, but like if you've got money in the stock market, you can't get out. Don't panic. It's going to come up and level out, and then it'll be rising again someday soon. So I said, what is the purpose for this? And he said, which is surprising, and I wouldn't have said this because I don't really understand it. But he said, it's to allow the markets to grow. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that is what he said, to allow the markets to grow. So maybe sometime in the future, the market was too high. Maybe it had to take it down to a place where other countries would decide to change their currency. They would make big decisions, maybe here too. And then we've got room for everything to grow. And I said, will the EBS sound? Will it happen? He said, not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, because Phil called that Saturday on his stream. Right. Phil did some.
Everyone's assuming that he did, but there were some kind of weird.
Yeah, saying EBS. I mean, yeah. Okay.
I said, will this lead to the RV currency exchange? Yes. That's all we really need to know, isn't it? Other countries that will go to gold or asset-backed and gold-backed currencies. Within a week, we'll have our answers. We'll know what's going on. And I said, so what's coming now? He says, you will see, and everybody says gold's falling. We're going to see a huge rise in gold after that. So don't panic. This one got me. World War, damn it, I put 2. It's 3. Damn it. Sue Rose, it's 3. World War III canceled. Which makes me happy. Well, because nobody wants a war. But also, old Jentel is Biden will be removed when he tries to start a world war. Keyword there was tries to. Always tries to. I'm getting coming up. World War III is canceled. And then the next bullet point is BRICS nations rise. We're moving into that time. They're setting everything up. We got to have something come down. Everybody's got to panic so that they can initiate all of this. Now, as far as losing all your money or something, I do get that there may be a period of time where access to funds is denied short term. I don't know what that looks like. So if, let's say, I can't get into my bank, or my card's not working, or I went to the bank and they won't let me have all my money. Okay, so access to funds denied short term. It's probably going in trying to pull out large sums of money. We're going to hear about offshore activity. I'm not quite sure what that is. I'm assuming it's military. because I saw a lot of movement happening. Then we're going to move into a time where where restructuring of government is coming. So this is getting fun. It's getting good. Because all the things that all of us crazy people have been saying are starting to happen in everyone's face. And I'm, don't want to say I told you so, but I'm having a little fun with this. This is getting fun for me. But all right, we're going to start to see some more terrorist activity in the streets. I definitely saw like cars involved in this, either cars blowing up, running into things on the freeways. Be very careful where you're going. Don't panic. Maybe give yourself a little more room between people on the freeways. I don't know what the car situation about, if it's here or in other countries, but we're going to start seeing more of that in the news. So we're going to wait and see situation. We're moving towards the RV. I do believe we had a delay because of technical stuff. I think everything's coming together at once right now. So we want to keep an eye on Biden. Want to keep an eye on the political situation. We're going to watch the markets. They're going to come way down, go up a little bit, stabilize. But it's still going to be a much lower amount than it is or was previously. BRICS countries going to start making decisions. We're going to start seeing that too. So it's going to be a very interesting week or two. As far as notifications, EBS, I'm really not getting that. Not yet. Because I think we may have some scares financially. But it does pull out. I do think that, we definitely, and it's funny, Donald Trump put out something today saying the Great Depression of 2024. And I've been telling people that all this time. Everybody's saying, oh, I think we're headed into a recession. This is a freaking depression. We're heading into a depression. And that's what's happening. And talk about a scare event. We're going to witness the scare event. It may not be something blowing up, and it may not be this huge war, because clearly that gets canceled. But it's, if everybody's worried about losing all their money and things get really bad, that's a huge worldwide scare event, and that would initiate the flip. So keep your eyes and ears open. We'll see how this plays out.
Okay, so one of the things I didn't mention that I could have, would have, should have mentioned, of course, is World War III. And there is a cabinet meeting today in the Situation Room. The U.S. has sent F-15s to Ukraine to engage in combat with Russian forces. They have sent carrier task forces to the Mediterranean, in the Middle East, to engage the Russians and the Iranians, setting up this whole World War III nightmare scenario. And yeah, Jen, it does set up exactly what you've said, that Biden tries to start World War III. Now, why would Biden try to start World War III right now? Because if the markets crash, the economy comes crashing down, and it looks obvious, even more obvious than it already is, that Donald Trump is going to win the election in November. The only option left for the Democrats to stay in power is to start a war, suspend the Constitution, cancel the elections, and say you can't remove a sitting president during war.
And also, remember a long time ago when Dave Bera told us all we were in interregnum, I said there is some kind of book or manual about the rules of war, and that during an interregnum, what the hell was that?
Is that a doggy?
I think that's Charlie coughing up hairball. Sorry about that. Strange sound. Anyway, during an interregnum, whoever is the recognized president sitting in the White House is recognized, by everybody, even though everybody doesn't know that half of those powers reside with Donald Trump. He gets full power. And I told you that years ago. And that's
Mhm.
why they wanted to keep everybody quiet. That's why they didn't want to start a civil war. That's why Donald Trump, well, another reason why Donald Trump tried to keep peace with everybody and be friends with everybody worldwide, set that up before he left, because we don't want something like that happening, because then he is got all the power and we can't have that.
Right.
So a lot of old information that we went over years ago is starting to come into play now, and it's getting very exciting. Although this plan has moved and changed over time, the objectives are still the same. We just may have found ourselves there moving towards that in a different way. Now, I don't know at this point in time when they're going to release the notifications to do the currency side of this.
Well, let's just ask it in a real simple way. Is it going to be this week in our time frame of reference? Is it going to be before next Sunday?
We have to see.
Yeah, actually, we're asking
this line graph. There's something important about these stocks falling, coming up a bit, and stabilizing at a certain rate. And I've seen that, and I didn't understand how that tied in. But
Yeah.
that's going to give us the numbers that we need, or that are expected, or they're contracted.
Okay.
For that exchange. So we're watching that situation right now, and we have to wait until they see it, and then somehow that freezes so that it doesn't keep moving. So I don't really know, but
Well,
I would say best case scenario, probably end of week into beginning of next.
Okay.
Because he said within a week you'll know. So they're watching the markets. They're watching what everybody's going to do. I mean, because we've got human beings making decisions in real time.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody decides not to make the right decision, that's going to push it off again. So, but it's looking really good.
Okay, so we were waiting on bonds to be processed last week. Is that done? Is that process done?
Yeah.
It is. So that's why.
Yeah, that's what kicked this off.
I kicked this off. Yeah, I was going to suggest that. Yeah, that makes sense. So now we're in the terminal phase here.
Now they've got to get the numbers in the right place.
Right.
Worldwide. Okay.
All right.
So, in explaining that in very simple terms, from what I'm getting, is that we're talking about foreign currency values.
Right.
That they have to. So this is a couple weeks ago. I'd say the Jentel was correct, but it was pushed because of this hack or whatever technical difficulties they were having. But I think the plan's still the same, that they had to.
It was the German bonds, is what I got. So.
Yeah, and so if they're going to try and, if they can't stop it, they're going to try everything they can to stop it. And so the hacks, easy way to do that. This BRICS nations rise, right? BRICS nations rise. That's interesting. And I think that's what has to happen to get those values we're looking for.
Yeah.
And before that is in place, and before that is where it needs to be, we can't do the currency. So everything else is ready. Now we've got this public panic. We've got the markets moving. We've got everything getting into place so that we can go in and get those rates and do that. Then the U.S., everybody else is going to gold. U.S. probably go to gold. And we got a whole bunch of change happening.
Okay, one of the other Jentel things you said was you're going to see world leaders being removed.
Absolutely.
And, we're
going to have more of that.
We had a changeover in government in England. The new Labour government, because of its left wing, is a disaster. And it has only been in power for a couple of weeks. And there already is a disaster because the rioting I think you're seeing, maybe in the US, but it is happening right now in London. It's happening in London. It's happening in Manchester. It's happening in Dublin, and the UK government is doing nothing about it. You're seeing fires, you're seeing roving gangs of Muslims stabbing people to death. It's not going well over there. So that is already.
But I actually saw it. I thought it was over in LA somewhere.
Well, maybe it may yet to be.
Was a car like?
Yeah, it is actually
running into something, and
Batman says bonds are ready to go this week. Good, that's a good sign. That's why we're now into the market crashing phase of it. The Prime Minister of Bangladesh was removed yesterday. His palace was stormed. We don't know where he is. You've got
who was removed today?
What's that?
Somebody was removed today or yesterday here. Biden's financial advisor,
economic advisor,
and
quit. Become Horace's economics advisor. Boy, that's going to go really well. So
yeah, a lot of racks jumping ship.
You've had other things that are coming true now too. So I would like something more solid, more optimistic, but the market's starting to come down is very important. The question now is, does it just drop 2,000 points, and is that enough to set off a panic, or does it drop to 2,000 points? And are we talking about the Dow?
It looks like a pretty significant drop to me. I don't know if we're going all the way down to the bottom. I didn't see the bottom of the graph. I just saw the line coming way down, up a little bit, and stabilizing.
Let me ask you this. The information I got from my contact about the market dropping, is that the Dow 2,000 points? Is that the Dow that he's talking about, or was it the S&P that they're talking about?
I'm not sure. He said they will fall to a low amount and then rise and level out. So I'm not sure if he's talking about the majority of the markets.
Tech stocks are under a lot of pressure right now. Warren Buffett just sold $87 billion worth of Apple stock yesterday. The S&P 500 is the tech exchange. Now it hovers around 5,000, 5,300. If it dropped 2,000 points, that would be catastrophic.
Well, which one was at 40?
If a 40,000 point Dow drops 2,000 points, that's not that big a deal. But in other words, if it's the S&P that drops 2,000 points, it's a lot bigger deal. So that, because the percentage of drop is what, 40%? And then that's going to drag the Dow down by 40%. And that's going to cause panic.
I don't know. The 2,000 points was not my prediction, but what you're going to see in a nutshell is it come wherever you're looking is going to come way down, and everybody's going to panic. Then it's going to come up a little bit, and it's going to correct, and it's going to stay there for a while.
Right.
Okay.
So the best thing that you can do, and there are 1,200 of you, 1,267 of you, almost 1,300 of you in the live stream right now. The best thing that you can do is go pull all your money out of the banks. If you don't need it in there to cover an automatic payment like your mortgage, go pull the rest of it out in cash. Stick it in your hot box, your fire.
Yeah, and let me just tell you something. If you have
make a run on the banks, go make a run on the banks right now. I'm going to. When I get out of here, I'm going to the airport to cancel an airline reservation, and then I'm going to the bank and pulling my cash out. Jen.
Let's make sure you got a good little chunk in the house. Go screenshot date and time your balances. I don't think everybody's going to lose their money. But I do think people are going to run. There's going to be a run on the banks.
My point is that if you make a run on the banks, then that adds to the panic and adds to the crash that we want.
Oh, that's going to happen.
So let's do it.
Whether we all do it or it's happening.
This is how all 1,200 of you who are watching this show right now can participate in the destruction of the deep state. Go to your bank today and pull out all the cash that you don't need to cover your house payments and bills. Pull it out. Stick it in your pocket. Stick it in your firebox. Wherever you're going to stick it. Go do it. Right now. After the show. Do it. Let's help these
And
guys.
if it like, and you can just go around to ATMs too. If you can find one that's not empty. And on your checking accounts, you can get on your app, or you can call them and say, "Hey, I want to be able to take out more money than $400 at once," and you can change that setting. That's just a basic setting that they put on.
Yeah.
And so if there's massive lines at the bank, you can do that and just go hit an ATM somewhere that'll
Well, there
allow you
won't be
to do
massive
that.
lines at the bank today. So do it today before the run starts, because the run will start if this market crash continues.
When
And then
everybody sees the news tonight,
right,
it'll probably start tomorrow.
and then the rumors are going to be bail-ins. A bail-in is where the bank steals your money to pay their bills. They take your money. And it's legal for them to do that because you have
something has been done, and they started with the banks a long time ago so that they can't or don't need to do that. So there is a fail safe in place for that. I never saw everybody losing all their monies. I saw momentary, just like we're seeing in the Jentel today, access to funds denied short term. Okay, so even if like it
sorry about that.
blanks out and you don't see any balance there, it'll be back.
No, I know that, but I'm saying go take what you don't need to leave in there, put it in your pocket, take it out in cash. Let's help this whole process.
Yeah, it might be a good idea to run out. I can't do it till like 3:00 today, but I'm going to go over to Costco and get, top off the supplies.
Yep. Toilet paper. It's always important. Okay, there are about, like I said, about 1,300 of you guys in the chat today. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. We'd also like to say, hey, don't forget that these shows get taken down almost immediately off of the YouTube channels, Mike Barrett 3 and Mike Barrett 333, to avoid the YouTube censorship, but you can always find the show over on mikebarra.blogspot.com, where I post all of these shows. I post lots of other things, interviews I've done with different people in the UFO community, different videos I have explaining what the Calvine UFO photo actually is, and all kinds of cool stuff. There's the New Gold Standard with me and Andy Scheckman, mikebarra.blogspot.com. Also got links to all of my books and all of the cool stuff that you can get available there. Also, please understand that this is linked to the new Rumble channel. Our new Rumble channel, Jen, still relatively new, only 2,370 followers right now, is Real News Live with Mike and Jen. Because of some weird quirk in how Rumble works, we didn't realize we were streaming to an account, not a channel. And a channel is a much better thing to have on Rumble for a little revenue generation, because if you have a channel and people follow your channel and they're watching your shows, they will promote your channel to other users who watch similar content. So it's very helpful to us if you were following us. There's over 4,000 of you on the account. If you could all slide over to Real News Live with Mike and Jen, which is the channel, and follow us there, we would really, really appreciate that. That is really super awesome. And the best thing you can do to help the show. I'm sorry, what?
Speaking of which, Rumble didn't pay us this month.
Not yet. No, we have to check.
Well, usually they do it at the last day of the month, but we'll see.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'd like to get paid.
Yeah,
a little bit. Anyway. I could use the money. Anyway, the one thing you get too with the Rumble following us over on Rumble is you can contribute through a subscription button. You'll find it on your computer or your laptop. You're not going to find it on your phone app, but you got a little subscribe button at the bottom. You set up an account and you can Rumble rant us, or you can do a $5 a month subscription, which means you get to get your questions answered first. Okay. Also, please do not forget that you can always slide over to our wonderful sponsors. the CBD Gurus over at the cbdgurus.com, where you can pick up all kinds of wonderful products for your health. Not getting as much traffic through there as we did. Let me know what's going on with the CBD Gurus. You hit the wholesale tab, slide down to Mike B Wholesale, type in the discount code Alien, hit the enter button, and you get this week's specials. Let me know if it's just the specials are not the products you want. I'll talk to Matt over there at the CBD Gurus. Maybe we need more of the pain roll on. Maybe we need more of the animal gummies or something. Let me know if what they're offering isn't what you really like to buy, and I'll try to get them to switch it over next week. You also can pick up some extra Boulevard and things like that Matt gives away for free over at the cbdgurus.com. Also, please don't forget to visit our other wonderful friends over at MikeBarraPets.com. At MikeBarraPets.com, you can get all kinds of really cool mushroom-based healing products for your pets and for yourself, your dogs, your cats, your horses, and your people. They have all kinds of cool stuff. There's the mush puppies. I've got Barkley on the Mojos and the mush puppies. He's doing fantastic. The super sauce for dogs and cats, the mush ponies, and the Inforce Coriolis Versicolor and Reishi mushroom products for your own health. Send Diana an email over there at MikeBarraPets@gmail.com, and they can answer all kinds of questions about your health. She's a certified pet nutritionist and get you on products if you've got issues. They've got starter packs, they've got coffee, they've got chocolates. MikeBarraPets.com. And also, please, if you're interested in buying gold and silver, head on over to Miles Franklin, where you can pick up all kinds of really cool gold and silver products at the best prices you'll find on the internet. Please, if you make an order, let them know. Let Andy Scheckman, our friend over there, that it came from the Mike Barra podcast, because then Andy will grease my palm a little bit over there. So that's always good. MilesFranklin.com. Link in the description. And before we get to JenniferFlaw.com, one last little thing. You can pick up a crypto wallet, the Ledger Nano S crypto wallet. I've got all my cryptos now stored on this hardware wallet. It's basically a flash drive with a lot of locking mechanisms on it. Really cool stuff. Also, link in the description. And if you buy one of these, if you're going to have crypto anyway, people probably are going to be buying a lot of crypto until this whole thing settles out. But if you do pick it up, get the Ledger Nano S, you get $10 of free Bitcoin, and I get $10 of free Bitcoin. So you win, I win, everybody wins. Okay, Jen, why don't you tell us, finally, after all that, what's going on over at JenniferFlaw.com this week?
Yeah, I don't have any sponsors except you guys. It's not even up on the screen. But I don't really have any specials going on. I've been on vacation, and that was nice, trying to take a little time to disconnect, take care of some personal issues. But if you need a healing, if you would like to book a reading with me, what you do is you go to JenniferFlaw.com. If you would like multiple services, you can use the love button, and that will take a card. And email me after and tell me what you did. I also have Marcy Howell over there and Susan Gretz that you can get services from. So I'll come up with some kind of special this week. Maybe come up with some kind of something new, but we'll see. But as of now, everything is still there and available to purchase. I also have my classes if you would like to learn to do what I do and develop spiritually. You can purchase the classes, and then you can sign up and get personal instruction with me monthly or bi-weekly, a full hour with me to evaluate your gifts. And then that's private teaching that goes along with what I've already taught in the classes. So if you'd like to do that, contact me via email. My email is all over the website. Also, join me on Telegram. I am Philosophy on Telegram. If you could put that up so people know how to spell it. And Jennifer Flaw Doring on Telegram. Jennifer Full Adoring is where I post all the Jentel notes and the shows I do, free from other posts that I share and everything. So we've got a clean feed there. You can go back and read them all and see if anything is happening with that. But also, Philosophy on Telegram is really where you want to be. I've got a Square link there that will take all kinds of payments. You can use that as well. Everybody has to email me after they purchase something, communicate with me, tell me what you did, and we'll get you scheduled or on the healing list.
Yeah. So, guys, I apologize for the commercial break in the middle of the show, but it's like, I've been talking to Mark Z, and he says, given the audience we have, that we should be generating a little bit more than we are. So we're just looking at different ways to generate some income because it all helps, because the RV hasn't happened yet. We're just waiting for that to come through. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, Jen, let's go to questions. We'll start over on Rumble with where we will why don't I share them so you guys can actually see some of the questions. It kind of sucks. I wish I could emphasize the chat more. I wonder if I can pop out the chat. Okay, yeah, I can here. Cool. Let's see what that looks like on the screen. Share this tab instead. Okay, can you see the chat now over there?
Nope.
No, of course not. Wait a minute. There it is. There's the chat. How's that? Can we see it now?
We can. I don't think I can read it, but okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, now where did I put it? There it is. Okay. All right. Let's slide on up to the top. Super Dave is here. Okay. Looking for questions. Christine Packer says, hey, 228 people waiting. Please go ahead and hit the like button. Yeah, it really does help us if you hit the like thumbs up button down there. It helps get activity going on our channel. And again, guys, one thing I want to emphasize is that you need to give Jen your real name and the name of the person that you're asking about if you want to get your question answered. It's just a lot easier on her to make the connection. So, Robinhood halts all 24-hour trading. That's going to happen a lot more. Lisa says, can you please look at what's going on in the UK? Okay, well, we talked about that a little bit earlier. It may be part of what Jen saw in terms of the writing. D Green. Diane. Okay, so Diane, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Hope you had a wonderful vacation. Can you tell me the names of my guardian angels? This is Diane.
Yeah, but it sounds like a weird name. Rift or Grift or something like that is a guide. It's a man. 3 or 4 lifetimes ago, you were family. Okay. Angel. Angel wants to be called Louise. She says she loves that name.
Louise. Was that Angel Louise in a previous human life or something, or you have an attachment to that lifetime? No, just you like the name Louise. Okay, that's cool. All right. Rosemary, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says, Jen, I fractured my shoulder. Will I be able to go to a family celebration on Saturday? I will meet my new great-grandson and see my son flying from...
Yeah, you wear a sling, but you can go.
Sounds painful, though, Rosemary. Love Trumpy says, smash that like button. Yep. Okay, so I just tried you on YouTube, and it just shows a picture of the stock market. No sound. Well, maybe we hadn't started yet. Okay. Carissa, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says, will my family still go on our vacation in 2 weeks, even with everything that is going on? And will it be a fun uneventful trip.
Yeah, side note, Chris, I don't think I got those pictures of the family members so that I can put that, so that I can do that, those healings. Um, yeah, you're gonna go.
Okay. Here's
Beef up with the kids on the somebody's coming down with something just before that. So it looks like a cold. So really, antioxidants and all that, you know what to do.
ivermectin. Not that I'm a doctor. Oh, geez. This is Romer23, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. But he or she doesn't give a name. So I don't know your name.
What's the question?
Romer23. I gave my resume to 2 different companies in Tennessee this weekend. Will I get an offer from one of them, or do I need to put more resumes out there to get the pay that I'm worth? Thanks.
Okay, I got enough energy from that to connect. You're going to have to keep putting resumes out.
Okay. Shashi. Oh, are we not done?
You need to stand out somehow.
Shashi, Little Red Castle is now a $5 a month monthly supporter. Thank you, Shashi. Rika, H22, Frederica just gave us a $5 Rumble Red. Hi, Frederica.
Thank you.
Hi, Janice Frederica. I promised to go to Atlanta for 90 days at a time, but live in a hotel because I thought the RV would have happened and I didn't need to take my household's money to pay for it. Do I go? Does she go? Frederica?
No.
Atlanta. No. Okay. Lucy, $5 a month, Little Red Castle subscriber. Welcome back, Jen. Will my tenant give me a hard time to show her apartment when I put my home up for sale? Thank you.
No.
Staz Baby, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber says, you know what they call a fleet of black swans? They call it a bank.
Really? Interesting.
Nikki P, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Will Nikki P be moving into the apartment she desires in August? Any advice from the guides?
I'm getting positive information on that. Like, yeah, but it might be like the end of August, beginning of September.
Okay. Shashi says, will my daughter win her appeal to unemployment or get a new job soon? Marsha or Marka Parker? I think it's Marsha Parker. Wants to know if her daughter will win her appeal to unemployment or get a new job soon.
She gets a new job. Unemployment is giving people to run around right now.
Megan Angus, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Hi, Jen. Welcome back. Do you see my trip to Vegas in October going well? Well, you can hang out with me, Megan. So, yeah, it would go really well. Have a drink.
I don't see a trip to Vegas in October.
Okay. Interesting. Kim, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. I'm in the middle of an argument with my aunt and uncle. Will we ever help our loved ones get over their Trump derangement syndrome, or will it have to wait until the election is over? They won't even discuss politics. When will Kim's aunt and uncle wake up?
Probably not until like spring of next year. They'll be able open to like say, well, yeah, maybe there's something there. Very set in their ways.
Yeah. Primetime Gal, welcome back, Jen. I
you.
wish we knew do you know who Primetime Gal is?
No.
Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Planning a birthday weekend with my daughter this weekend. Should we stay in LA San Fernando freeways area? Or is all safe good with our plans? I don't know your name, hun.
I'm not quite sure what the question is there.
Yeah. Should should we stay out of LA or the San Fernando Valley freeways area, or is it okay? That's what the question is. She's planning a birthday weekend with her daughter. Should they stay out of LA and the San Fernando Valley freeways area? That's like Sherman Oaks and stuff.
I don't see any danger coming for you.
Okay. Tiffany, $10 Rumble rant. Thank you, Tiffany. So glad you guys are on today. Love you. We love you too. Unless you're a 9/11 conspiracy theorist. So, okay. My sister Elizabeth is in the hospital now. Will she make it to a med bed in time?
Whose sister?
Anna?
It's not her time yet. So I do believe she gets through this. I don't know about the making it to a med bed.
Sarah, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber says, do you see when the little girl Iris I'm caring for leaving my home, or will she stay permanently? Oh, primetime gal was Callie. Robin. Okay, sorry, forget it. Sarah, when do you see the little girl Iris I'm caring for leaving my home? Will she stay permanently?
It'll be a while. You might adopt.
Okay.
Or whatever you want to do. She might stay permanently. I think it. Is this an animal we're talking about?
I don't know. Shelly says, my garden is not doing well. I live in CDA. I don't know what CDA is.
Court Lane.
Okay. And my garden is not doing well this year. Is it something I'm doing wrong, or all the crap they're spraying in the air?
It's just a weird season. You know, it was really hot. Gabriel's saying it's just really an off season. There's something about the chemical content of the soil or something that is affecting it. Do you have this in the ground and possibly next to any kind of bushes that would put out toxins to keep other things from growing around it, just kind of like sagebrush does or something like that? Possibly pine needles in the soil. So take a look at your soil. That has something to do with it.
Okay, Montana Treasures, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber says, good morning, Betty. Oh, here, Betty. Do I need to start the process of refinancing all the loans I extended in June? If so, will it help to tell my banker Lyle about my currency investments?
I can't make that decision for you. That's a financial decision. I do think that pretty shortly we're going to have lower interest rates for that kind of thing within a couple months.
Yeah, primetime gal. Yeah, Robin. Jen answered your question that she doesn't see any danger for you in LA. Annette, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber says, my granddaughter Taylor kept trying to play the song Dark Hole Sun in the car. Every time she played it, the stereo turned to Christian music. Happened 4 times in a row. Coincidence? Who intervened?
Somebody's grandma. There's somebody's grandma was in the car. That's a visitation.
Okay, you know what? It's funky here, Jen. I pulled the chat out, and I lost some of the chat because.
Well, we're not going to be able to do them all.
Yeah, but I mean, Super Dave. I think Super Dave had another Rumble rant in there.
Super Dave. I love you, Super
We
Dave.
lost it. Pop in chat. Okay, let's see if it goes back any further. Yeah, there it is. Okay, all right, we got it. Super Dave, aka Pork Chop, $100.
Dave, thank
Welcome
you.
back. Thank you, Dave. You rock.
Very nice.
Cool Raul, Little Ray Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says, good morning, Mike and Jen. This is Raul with a question for Jennifer. Can you see what's going on with me? I've been puking all morning at work. Thank you so much. Well, first of all, go home. Go home, buddy.
3-4 days should be better. It's just a flu.
Okay, Nikki, we already asked that question. I think that's it. Over on the Rumble side. Okay, can't ask that question. All right, let's slide on over back to YouTube and get to the questions we have pinned. Sean T says, today I'd like to thank God. It's the 1-year anniversary of my Widowmaker heart attack, and I'm still kicking. Now, about that RV, yeah, let's hope you make it, Sean.
We should all thank God today.
Dave Cook wants to know, when will medbeds be out for currency holders? Are they now used in Germany and Japan? Thank you. That's a good question, because some people say, like Sky say, that you're going to be able to make a medbed appointment at your redemption appointment. Is that true?
I don't think the person that takes in your currency does that, but I do think that there's somebody else that you can talk to at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Who, and I do think what they're doing is handing out like early passes. Yeah. And then I saw you have to go to some kind of private location. It's not just some kind of, center in the town. And what I saw at this certain location was, it looks like I'm in the desert and I've got to draw down this long road and there's a little booth and you got to hand the guy your credentials, and then so yeah, it looks like military base or a secret place.
Yeah. I understand. Sky says that they're going to be at military bases.
Okay, well, there you go.
Does that look like a military base, like Nellis Air Force Base here or something?
I don't know which one I'm at. I just know that there are hills in the background. All I see is flat dirt. Looks like desert. Long straight road, and then there's a booth, and then we'd have to drive, and I've stopped there, so I don't see what else is there.
Okay. 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 We're done. All right. Laura says, Jen, can you tell me when my grandson Drew will be coming home from Italy?
Late August.
Ernest points out they're pumping billions in today to stop the bleeding. Yep, that's what they always do.
Well, how did they save the fiat currency every time it's gotten close to failing?
They print more money.
Yeah, but then they start a war to cover it up.
Yep. And seize more wealth. Jen, Laura Mills, I was thinking about you yesterday while walking and listening to other outlets saying what's happening will lead to World War III. Since Biden is still in office, then he'll be removed, like you said. Yeah, a lot of people follow us for their intel. Hi, Phil. How's it going? Gonna do a live tonight? Melanie says, question, I filed for divorce last week. I couldn't stay with his drinking and rage. What will my future be like? Well, hopefully better than that.
That's something you should come to me and have a longer reading about, but let me just take a quick look. Peaceful. Find your way to peace.
Christine Packer asked, what Chester always said, the stock market has to go back to the 50s or 60s and it will rise again. Yeah, something like that. That's kind of the scenario. She also pointed out, Jen, you always said the war will only be on your TV. It'll be on your screens, she said. And that was very specific. And let's see, over the weekend, Christine says, I've been reading all of my notes that I've taken from the show since 2020, and a lot of what you said back then is happening now. very.
Oh, thank you, Christine. I didn't mean for you to go to all that work. I was just looking for that one answer, and I'm like, Christine wrote all that down before I was putting the Jentel notes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Thank you for that.
Mamu. Okay. My grandson is 18 years old with a tour group became serious. We need your real name, and we need his name.
I think that is at RK. They're replying to somebody else. They're talking.
Okay. Getting anything? No. Lisa Western, my aunt is dying. I'm sorry to hear that, and I'm being called back to San Diego urgently. I leave tomorrow, flying out from Buffalo, New York. Will the trip be safe? Thank you.
Slight delay on that first flight from out of Buffalo. I see you talking to somebody about that. You get into San Diego. Looks like you leave in the evening. When you go back, uneventful as far as danger or anything like that when you're in San Diego. I do see you talking to somebody about something that's missing. Keep a close eye on your bags and your purse when you're there, when you go out San Diego. I see somebody getting home in the evening at night in Buffalo. So yeah, you'll be all right.
Ruben Darren wants to know, will the free energy for all be available for all, and will Trump release it?
Free energy. Let's take a look at that.
It's gonna happen right away.
That's gonna be that's gonna take some retrofitting. That's gonna take some time to get everybody on board, and that's gonna take a few years. But I do believe that start to talk about that probably close to December this year or next.
Okay.
So, but it is coming, but that's gonna take some time.
I always thought it would be longer than that because it would take almost a generation to adjust to not having money, because that's what it would do to civilization. There just wouldn't be any money. If energy is free, nothing costs you anything because you just use enough energy to build it. So
what I'm seeing is basically like free electrical for the home.
Yeah, that would be good.
Buildings, things like that.
That would be good. Nobody has to pay for that anymore. Okay.
And I hear somebody saying because, and relating it to just as water is essential for life, which water will probably be free too. In this day and age, so is electricity. And so it's determined that is like a right, like a basic need. And so you can't charge for it anymore. Or the government pays those that provide it, or something happens like that.
Victoria wants to know if she'll be going to Boston the last week of August with her son.
August. Yes, you'll have a lovely time.
Chris Pagan, when will I get married, this year or next? I started planning. Well, do you have a fiance yet, Chris?
Yeah, she said.
You should get the fiance first and then plan the wedding.
I'm like June or something like that, and I think it's like 25. Yeah.
Rick Norman spoke to an independent trucker on Saturday. He lost his rig, couldn't afford the fuel and maintenance, and he's still voting Democratic. Yeah, talk about Trump derangement. You can't fix stupid, Rick.
I posted. People just are very smart.
I posted a video. It's 50 videos of the planes hitting the Twin Towers from 50 different people, and people going, "Oh my God, that plane just hit the tower. That's the second one. That's terrible." I mean, literally. And there's people still telling me there were no planes on my Telegram. It's like, you people are nuts.
Yeah, people weren't recording these things with phones back then. People were on vacation. They had camcorders. I have like all these different tapes and tiny CDs of the kids that I used to use the camcorder for.
But there are like
during that time
different videos, all showing the planes hitting the building. Good God, you can't fix stupid. So people are just so emotionally sucked into they just attached to their conspiracy theories.
And then I piss everybody off and say, yeah, there were planes and charges.
There were just planes.
But that's his thing. I don't get into that.
Let's have a bet. Let's just have a bet.
No, just let him have that one, because I don't even want to get into that with him.
I can't wait to hear Ag News comments tomorrow night. Yeah, me too. Okay, Karen says, I'm visiting my sister Sherry in Temecula, California, the 2nd and 3rd week of September. Do I need to worry about world issues?
Second, 3rd week. Might be pretty turbulent then. Just keep an eye out. If you feel like there's too many things happening, you might want to put that off.
So all 50 private camcorder recordings were photoshopped when Photoshop barely even existed in 2001. Right? Yeah, sure. Will my son, Wendy wants to know, will Wendy's son move out to Montana from South Carolina?
No.
Okay. Laura, now we got her name, would like to know if her grandson Drew will be healed from his illness.
Yeah, but there's some kind of slight long-term lasting effect from this. What's going on?
Trash Panda, planes hit the buildings. We landed on the moon. Aliens are real. Pineapple is good on pizza. Well, I would say 3 out of 4, Trash Panda. But
now you're just being
banned. You're now banned for saying pineapple is good on pizza.
Now you're just trying to set them off.
You're freaking banned. Okay, let's see if there's any other. Yeah, there's one more. A Little Red Castles. Okay. Big Poet, A Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber over on Rumble. Ray wants to know, will we see military activity out in the open other than to stop terrorism? In other words, will we see military? Will they be telling us, no, you can't go to the grocery store except between the hours of 10 and 2, that kind of thing?
Only if we get to the most extreme situation. They're going to try to manage this as easily as possible. They're going to streamline it. But there is a possibility that that might happen when they are out trying to get these pockets of minions who are starting or who are a danger to society. That is a possibility.
Okay, one last question. Danny, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Thank you, Danny. Could you please tell me the name of my spirit guide or guardian angel, please? Denny, also known as Little Indian Kid.
It's a weird name. Sounds like Ralph. I'm like, Ralph? Is it Ralph? You know, and I'm trying to figure out, is it Ralph? Sounds like Ralph. I guess people are named Ralph.
Okay, I guess that is going to do it. We are done with the questions for today. Thank you guys for being here. Jen and I will be back on Tell the Truth Wednesday, when I expect we will have some more interesting economics news to discuss, along with world events. Try to remember World War III is only going to be on your screens. It's not going to directly involve you.
Apparently, it's going to be canceled. So that's good.
Apparently, it's going to be canceled. But believe me, they're going to lead us right up to it before they cancel it.
Yeah, it might look like it. It might look like it.
I mean,
you can't cancel something that hasn't started.
Yeah.
And you
what,
can't
Chris?
pull somebody else for trying to do it out until
Chris,
something happens that looks like that.
Go ahead and ban him for saying pineapple is good on pizza, Chris. Go ahead, ban him.
He's just
I'm
messing.
just kidding. But that was.
I will. I do intend to do a show tomorrow.
Are you going to do one?
Show.
Good. All right, yeah. Jen will be on tomorrow with philosophy over on. Let me find your. Where is it? You can find Jennifer over on jenniferfalad.com and on YouTube on Jennifer Falad Doring, Philosophy on Telegram, and Jennifer Falad Doring on Telegram. You can find me, you can find me all over the place, MikeBarrett.blogspot.com, Real News Live here on Rumble. Telegram, it's Mike Barrett Chat. I've got to fix that. Instagram, Mike Barrett 333. That's usually just personal stuff. I do some political stuff there, but not a lot. And my Twitter feed at Mike Barrett 333 with a capital M and a capital B. Jen, I went back over 3,000 subscribers. Finally, I've been back, a year and a half, 2 years. I finally got back up to 3,000 subscribers. On Twitter, I used to have like 25,000 at one point before I got 8 or 9 accounts deleted by the previous owners. So to them, to Jack, I would like to say, fuck you, Jack, because I'm going to beat you.
Tacky.
Well, let's
keep it classy.
Really? Right. Really? You think it's not a...
Yeah, giving the finger double fingers, that's pretty tacky.
Well, do you want me to play the Elon Musk video? Can I do that instead?
No, stop it.
You sure?
Yeah.
I've got it loaded up right here.
Pretty sure.
All right.
Pretty sure.
I'm playing it as soon as we're off the air. Thanks, guys. We'll see you. Jen's got her show in the morning. Brooks and Blake and Steve and I will be on with Toxically Masculine Tuesday tomorrow.